my topic is HIV/AIDS. When I think of health and wellness, the first thing I think of, especially when you talk about college students, is of course sexual health.
Wink, wink.
Talk about it or not? I mean, it happens. We're co-ed. Just to give you a little introduction about myself, I did go to the Charlotte campus of Johnson & Wales. I graduated in May, so it hasn't even been a year. So I'm like your age. But while I was in Charlotte, I was very involved with a nonprofit called, it's my big reveal, Prevention is Sexy.
Take it off.
I actually helped found that nonprofit, and I did a lot of STD, HIV, safe sex counseling. So my number one rule is the only stupid question is the one that you don't ask. So if I cover something and you're just like, what? Ask me about it, and if I don't know, I'll figure it out. Okay. Okay. So one of the biggest things to know about HIV is that it is a virus, meaning that once it's in your body, it is there forever. Okay? And it replicates by attacking your CD4 cells, which are your white blood cells, the ones that help fend off all of the sicknesses that you may experience in life. So colds and flus and pneumonia, all that stuff like that. Your CD4s are there to fight those diseases. Infection can only occur by blood, semen, vaginal fluid, pre-ejaculate. Everybody know what that is? Okay. Don't get shot on me now. I'll be graphic if I need to. And breast milk. As I said before, HIV, the way it works, HIV does not kill people. HIV attacks the immune system and it weakens those CD4 cells that help you stay healthy. So you cannot die from HIV. You die from an opportunistic infection that is caused by HIV. Okay? Let's go to the next one. Alright, so the next stage, that big scary word, AIDS. So AIDS is an acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So if you've ever heard someone say you're going to get AIDS, you can't get AIDS. You can develop it from contracting HIV. Okay? So basically, there's a whole bunch of crazy information. But like I said before, once you get to this status, you are AIDS forever. So HIV, and then once your doctor or your case manager, whoever you decide to work with, decides that you're so unhealthy, then you become an AIDS patient. You still have HIV, and HIV is still a virus, but AIDS is now what you are classified as. Okay? Next one. History. This is very interesting to me by being an openly gay male, if you didn't know that.
There it is.
So, back in the early 80s, the initial cases were seen by lots of cases in gay men. Actually, they used to call it GRID, which is gay-related immunodeficiency disease, because they thought that only gay people got this. So I'm like, okay, we're going to call it GRID. And then after that, they're like, okay, so we see that it's starting to affect more people, so they started calling it the 4-H disease. So, I mean, the 4-H's, Haitians, homosexuals, hemophiliacs, and heroin users. So if you're not in those categories, you're awesome. However, after, modern medicine got a little better and people started realizing that this affects everyone in every country, every socioeconomic status, every ethnicity, every age, and every gender, and every sexuality, they decided to change the name to AIDS. More inclusive than that. Because HIV doesn't care who you are, how much money you make, what you do for a living. Doesn't care. Next slide. Stigma. One of my biggest things is working with the stigma. When people are ill-informed about something as prominent as HIV/AIDS, they start to feel a certain type of way. And I'll get into that a little later. But it's a serious discrimination, especially in certain communities, in the Black community and the gay community, which I happen to fall in both. HIV is one of those things that's like, oh my gosh, you have it. They don't even say it. They just say it. You have it or that. But as this says, a 2011 study that most of the reason why people transmit it or are infected by it is because of the stigma. Because people don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about safe sex. They don't want to talk about condom use. They don't want to talk about anything. They just want to act like it doesn't exist. And when we act like something like this doesn't exist, that's when it continues to spread. Next one, please. This is a video. It's a little touching, so